everyone, so my name is Anna, and for 2 years while I was in college, I was the vice president of PR and recruitment for my sorority, Alpha Sigma Alpha. And being recruitment chair, I was basically hosting all the recruitment events, doing all the decorations, making name tags, this, that, and the other thing. I was doing it all. Recruitment was my absolute baby. I loved it so much. It just is such a magical time of the year. It's so much fun. It's such a bonding experience for all the sisters. And so I just wanted to help any of you potential new members who are curious about getting into Greek life. So I had an idea to make a list of the certain do's and don'ts that potential new members going through recruitment definitely need to know. When I was doing recruitment, I was basically the one who was ultimately deciding who was getting into the sorority. Obviously, let me break that down a little bit. Obviously, the entire chapter votes, and then it would be me and my voting committee, and then we would go through all the votes and help decide who was actually getting a bid. So I know recruitment can be a completely scary time, but I had a couple of tips and tricks that will help you get through the experience and make it so much easier for you. So let's get into it. So the first tip that I have is when you're going through the recruitment process, try to be yourself. Really, I know that can seem kind of silly as the first advice, but honestly, there are so many different times when you're talking to women throughout recruitment and you can just tell they're not really being genuine. They're kind of hiding parts of themselves, and it's not easy to make a connection that way. The whole point of recruitment is to make a connection with other people, kind of get to figure out what their characteristics are, what their values are, and to eventually find a sisterhood that fits within that. If you're trying to be someone you're not, trying to portray different values that you have, really not sure what you're doing and just kind of like following everyone else just for the sake of following everyone else, it's really not gonna show your best true self. And honestly, throughout recruitment, the girls that get the highest scores are the girls that are really being themselves. They're being authentic. They're really just talking about what they really want out of this experience rather than trying to tell everyone else what they think that they should hear. So the second piece of advice I have is, even though this is gonna kind of sound bad, appearance does matter. And I know that when you hear that originally, you're like, oh my god, it's true, sororities are only looking for one type of girl to fit a certain aesthetic, and no, that's not true. At least for my sorority, I can attest that that's not true. But appearances do matter in the way that you always want to put your best foot forward. And you can't do that if you slept through your alarm, you didn't shower that day, you didn't put on any clean clothes, and you didn't brush your teeth, and you show up at a recruitment event in sweatpants and flip-flops, which that has happened before. There's been girls that have shown up just, they don't really want to be there, and it shows in their appearance, and it shows in the fact that they didn't take any time to even just brush your hair. We're not saying go out and buy a whole new wardrobe for recruitment. I'm just saying maybe just put your hair up in a ponytail and just brush your teeth and put on deodorant. It's really as simple as that. Honestly, it's just the way that you portray yourself is really gonna show to other people. So when you show up to an event and you really did not even try at all and you're kind of standoffish, that is hard for other girls of the sorority to then connect with you. And she's looking at you saying, well, why didn't you brush your teeth, brush your hair? And you know what? Maybe you went through one day of recruitment and you just did not have time that morning. You had class to class to class. At the end of the day, you're kind of feeling like a hot mess, but you still went. That's completely different. You made an effort to at least be there. You're present. You're there. Honestly, if your favorite shirt's a little stained or your jeans are a little ratted and those are your go-to jeans or anything, and that's what makes you feel confident, then by all means wear that. But just know that when other people are there, same as like a job internship, or same as with a job interview or an internship interview, you want to put your best foot forward because you want these people to see the best version of yourself that you're putting out there. Not every day that's going to be like that. There's a lot of different chapter events where we're all just in sweatpants and we're not feeling that great. But when you're going to this event that people have been planning for months and months, and all the sisters are there trying to meet you, and we've all been waiting and trying to get ready and really preparing everything, and you show up and it looks like you don't care, then that's when it kind of loses translation, and that's what kind of makes you not get a bid as much. Advice number 3 is definitely to talk about what you want out of the experience of not just recruitment, but the sisterhood. A lot of times, girls that come up to us and start talking about, I really want a good friendship, I really want, I want a place where I can learn different skills, I want to make myself a better leader, all those things, that's something that's really taken into account. And those are things that are going to get you higher up on that bid list. And anytime that you're talking about yourself, what you want to do with your life, just really opening up in that way, that's a girl that we can tell it's really flourishing and is really opening up to us. And that's someone that, a lot of times the sisters feel really more connected to. Honestly, some of the best times in recruitment have been girls coming up to different sisters and talking about how they want to just be a leader in that group. And that is just so mind-blowing and amazing, and that's someone that you're going to remember their name and you're like, wow, that girl, that she's here for the right reasons. Tip number 4 is that you definitely want to talk about yourself. As I was kind of saying, it's great to learn about what other sisters are doing in the school, and that's great to know and talk about older sisters, like, hey, what's the best spot to go in at school? Like, what's the best time to go into the library to get a seat? All these different things. But we're really here to learn about you, and those conversations can definitely be had later, but this is really about the time that we want to know, have you had any volunteer experience? Did you do any clubs when you were in high school, or whether or not this is your first or second year in college? Did you have an internship? What have you been up to? Just generally any work experience. Just what are things that motivate you? That's what we want to know. Just anything that you've done that you really feel highly motivated, babysitting, nannying, anything, spending time with your brothers or sisters, literally anything. When you start talking about things that you enjoy, you can really tell that people are lighting up. If they're talking about, I love soccer, and I was the captain of my soccer team, and you can tell that they're starting to light up and they're starting to open up more to you. When you let down those guards and you start talking about like who you are, where you came from, your hometown friends, kind of things that really positively influenced you, that's someone that we definitely want. My last tip. During recruitment, you definitely want to make friends with the women that you're going through recruitment with, the other potential new members, because you never know what's going to happen at the end of the day. And I believe fully everything happens for a reason. Whether or not you get into a sorority or not, make those connections with the women that are going through, because generally those are the people that are going to be in your same classes. Those are the ones that you're going to see in the dorm. Those are the ones you're going to see a lot more. And if you make friends with them and you say, hey, after this recruitment event, do you want to go out to dinner? Then you've made another friend already. So recruitment is definitely about making friends with the sisters of the sorority, but also looking at all these other women that you have next to you that are going through the exact same experience as you. It can be definitely incredibly scary to walk into a room of women chanting at you and singing and all like, hi, you're here, you're here, you're here, and you don't know anyone. That's terrifying. I completely understand that. So look around you and see like, hey, there's 15 other women right next to me that are just as scared as I am, and I can talk to them and I feel a lot more comfortable. And all these different connections that you make are so important to recruitment. It's not just talking to sisters. It's not just trying to smooth up the recruitment chair, it's not about that. We really want you to be genuinely you. We want to see the ways that you're going to improve the sorority and how you're going to be great on the college campus. We want to see that, and we want women that we can back up and totally rally behind, not women that are catty or aren't there for the right reasons. That's not as fun. We don't want those people in the sorority because we don't want drama, honestly. Dramatic things, everyone can be dramatic every now and then, but sorority is about having this amazing sisterhood that is always behind you. No matter what's going on in your life, no matter where you are in your life, you have this sisterhood that is always saying, you got this, no matter what it is. And in order to be able to accept that sisterhood, you need to give up freely of yourself first. And honestly, the only way to joyously live in this world is to give yourself up freely and just say, hey, I'm going to be me. I'm going to do my best. If I fail, I fail. If I succeed, I succeed. And, that's all you can do at the end of the day. So I hope you all have an amazing recruitment season. Recruitment chairs, you got this. Start blowing up those balloons now because you're going to need time. I hope everyone has a great new semester, and if you have any questions, let me know down below. Thanks for watching. Bye!